everyone. Hi SGM members or any audience that's logistics folks who are watching this video. I hope you're all doing well. I know it's a tough season right now, but just be reminded about our motto that by lifting others, we rise. Always think to do something different and make a difference in this world. No matter what happens next, you will always be proud of yourself. So today is Thursday, and recently I've been watching a lot of posts that's coming from different members or from the previous friends who are working in the logistics companies. Many people started to travel again, and all the logistics conferences are coming back again. And it's great to have conferences that you can travel and make business at the same time. But there's a question, do you really feel that every time when you go to this conference, have you got the most from them? And if you have, that's great, congratulations. But if you haven't, do you ask yourself why? A little bit story share about myself. When I just started this industry, I was very young. I was probably only 17. And in the first year, I already got the opportunity to be sent to the global logistics conferences. And back then, we also had booth. And so what I did is I just went there, set up the booth, and I didn't know what to do next. I had no clue. Anyway, 20 years after, during those experiences that I had in all of these conferences, I really magically worked out a many successful business. And then I realized that I did have a great gift, but other than the gift, the best thing that I've done is my great habit that helped me to gain all these business opportunities, to make it from nothing to something. And that is why I want to share with you the secret that I have concluded in 11 points, and I hope this can really help you to achieve the best results in all of your conferences. So the first one is you should do research before each conference. Research means you need to select the right partners, and you need to know what is your target country's business and what is your strength, who are the best partners that you should schedule meeting with. We will see a lot of partners there. It's great to know everyone, but as time is limited with a big conference, especially you have many attendees, you have to make sure you catch up with the core ones and the most important ones instead. And so the second point is approach and gain information before the one-on-one meeting starts. So before you pack your luggage and before the conference is coming up, probably 2 weeks or 1 week ago, you should start to plan and check more information about each of the members that you're going to meet, and think about what are the core things that you need to discuss and what's your target, and so on, all the questions that you have. And that will really help you to have an amazing, effective meeting when you start the real meeting one-on-one. And number 3 is take keynotes during this conversation. So that's one of my great habits, that whenever someone's talking to me, well, right now I think I've already been very good at memorizing what people told me and what's the core thing that I will write them down straight away, either during the meeting or right after that meeting. It is important to write it during the conference because there are so many conferences, one-on-one meetings that's coming up, one after another. Your memory is limited, and we need the notes and the pen to help us. And of course, with a very short time, you have to ask very effective questions. So don't waste time on chatting too much about something else. The key things that you need to ask is the company scope and the volume, and also you need to ask their business strength and so on. These are the core things. Other than this, you can still chat if time allows, but I really highly recommend that you need to make sure you ask these questions and to get answers for this. And whatever questions you want to ask, the first question you need to ask yourself is how to get the most information in the shortest time. And number 4, this is a very important one. I don't think many people are doing that, but I have really benefited from this habit, and that is take special note of each individual that you met. What I mean is every person is different. If you want to leave a great impression, once you go back after this call, after this one-on-one meeting, you need to remember something that you can remember this guy. Also, you can say something that's related to this person that you can mention once you send an email, follow-up email to them. They know that it's you, and they know that you have been listening very carefully to what they said to you. And that is also one of the greatest way to build up the personal connection. So take some notes about that person. For example, that person loves drinking, or that person loves traveling, whatever they share a lot of with you during the conversation. That's where you will make magic. And number 5 is listen more before speaking more. I did very big mistake when I just started. As I mentioned, I was trying to tell everyone about myself, my company, and everything, and people just didn't have time to tell me what they have and what they do and how am I going to get all the information once time is already running out. So remember, always listen first, listen carefully before you speak. Of course, someone has to start the conversation. There's no harm for you to start the conversation, but the key is do not speak more than listening. Number 6 is speak with limited words but most effective ways. Because time is very short, some meetings that you set up is probably only 20 minutes. You can listen to them for 10 minutes or 15. You only have 5 or 10 minutes left for yourself to introduce yourself and the company. So you have to think about it. How are you going to make a great impression, and what are they expecting to hear that will touch them the most? So think about it before you speak. Well, number 7 is after this one-on-one meeting, it's always great to catch up again during the coffee break, tea break, or even lunch and dinner time. It is very important for you to get closer to that target partner that you feel that they're a great match. You also want to build up a bit deeper personal relationship and connection. So that's a great chance for you to grab them and to talk more about life and about your personal life as well. And that will build up the deeper trust between each other. And number 8, it's very important. A professional follow-up email, it's so important. So what I always do right after this whole conference, once it's finished, probably with 1 day or even less than 1 day, once I recovered from the jet lag or anything, I already started to send all the emails out by checking my notes. You should do it while they still remember you and right after this meeting, and that shows about your passion and your will to work with them. And of course, with the professional email, you need to contain very clear information that includes the meeting notes as well as action items. If you're purely talking about the meeting minutes, it doesn't help much about what you can do in the future. What you need to do as well is always put clear action items to talk with the partner, make their life easier, and think more to tell them, hey, how about we start from here or there? How do you think? throw the ball to your partner and let them feel that you're ready to work together. And of course, very important part as well, as I mentioned, with professional email, you also need to have a very clear guideline and deadline for the things I need to do. For example, when I send a follow-up email, I will say to that partner and say, okay, send us an inquiry as you mentioned on the call, which you are struggling. We're going to reply you by the next day or the next 2 days, whatever it is. You just need to adjust the expectation and also always honor the deadline and never break your promise. And number 9 is always be serious about the partnership and the follow-up. As I know, not many salesmen or business guys that are willing to follow up with one-on-one each meeting, and they actually will start very strong, but once they start to get cold, they just leave it and just work away, which is a completely wasting time and energy that you spend on the one-on-one meeting, because there always can be something that you can work out together. So my suggestion, number 9, is always finish strong and always be the one who is willing to take the lead. Number 10, don't just focus on getting business, focusing on mutual synergies. Mutual synergies is one of our great values in our network. We always encourage every member to think at both ends. Think at 2 ways, because there can be always something you can work out together. But the problem is, if you only think of taking or getting business from each other, it's very hard for you. It will be very limited of how you think. So think out of the box. There can be something, for example, one member is very good at warehousing and you do not have that equipment or that tools in your organization. How about you understand more about that partner? What is the biggest strength that you can use and you can take advantage of, and that brings the win-win solutions. And that means you can use that and send to your sales department to sell. And who knows, any customer might come to you and ask you that inquiry, and then you realize, wow, I do have this partner who is the strongest in that area. So always think at each other and think for each other. And at last but not the least, it is be patient. So after this one-on-one conference call, you should actually go back home, and many people will start to work out the strategies, and you follow up the emails and you keep chatting. Sometimes it happens straight away, but sometimes it depends on the company's strategies and the customers as well. It might take a bit time to shift the customer's business or the existing business. It also takes time to send you inquiries that you can find out the solutions. So give each other some time. The most important thing is this conference will bring you much deeper trust that actually connects you deeper and closer to each other. As SGN's conference is coming up, I would really wish all of you a great success in this conference, and I believe you are going to achieve a great success, particularly in a very early 2023. Thank you for listening. I really hope this can help you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to SGN team or also send me an email, especially for SGN members. And don't forget to subscribe and also like this video so that more people can benefit from it. Have a nice day.